You guys, I'm so freaking excited because today I'm gonna share with you my all new everything you need to know about brush lettering workbook. Available for free for you if you go to iamsamwhite.com and just download it. Today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just do a quick preview of what's in here, and I'm actually gonna do it with you so that you can see the technique I use. And then if you guys have any questions, comment down below and let me know. Lucy's come to join us. Look at, there's everybody. You see them? They're right there. Nope, you're looking too high. They're right there. So I've been working on this for a little while and I'm super excited about it because it takes you through, I think, pretty much everything you need to know in order to get started with brush lettering. And I'll even venture to say hand lettering in general. I think that this is a pretty comprehensive workbook. I talk about the tools, the basic strokes, how to draw every single letter, how to connect letters, how to space them, and then ultimately how to form them into a composition. So for those of you that have been watching this channel for the hand lettering, this is a goldmine for you. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? First most important page is your tools. All of these are linked, so if you go download the workbook, you can click on these and I'll take you right to the tool. I'll link them down below as well just to make this easier for you guys. These are a good selection of tools. Of course, you can pick one and try it. They all function the same way. I'm gonna show you a bunch of them today and then you can pick your favorite. Then I talk about this pencil. It's a black wing pencil. It's amazing. Also linked down below. Now for the fun part. So let's talk about basics. If you guys haven't watched the YouTube videos I've done before on hand lettering, that's okay. Go ahead and download this workbook because it goes through all of it. We'll start with a Tombow brush pen because we've used that before, and then I'll kind of go into some other tools. So the main thing with hand lettering is the upstroke is thin and the downstroke is thick. The other cool thing about this workbook, in my opinion, they have slanted lines so that you can make sure your words follow the same angle the entire way through, and then there are evenly spaced lines so that you can know how big to make each letter. Aside from the strokes, the other key to hand lettering is consistency with your slant, with your sizing, with your spacing. So here's the up and down strokes. As you can see, this tip kind of tapers. At the beginning, it's really thin, and at the end, it's really thick. So when you're doing up and down strokes, you just want to use the tip for the up and the entire face of the marker for the downstroke. Here's what I'm talking about. The upstroke is thin, and the downstroke is thick. See how I'm not changing the position of the pen or how I hold it. I'm not doing this. Simply pressure. Upstroke is thin, downstroke is thick. Got it? After that, I give you a practice sheet that you can go through and do that stroke 1.5 million times. And I promise you, sometimes that's what it takes. Once you have this foundation down, you can really explore and kind of create your own style. After that, we go into all the right pieces. So these are kind of the building blocks that you're gonna need for any type of hand lettering. These are the shapes that you can add together to create almost any character of the alphabet. Here's what I'm talking about. You can see that there's a C-like shape, an L, kind of this M situation, and then these really thin lines. These are all gonna be like connectors or tails that bring your letter and connect it to another. We'll start with the C shape. Of course, the upstroke is thin, downstroke is thick, upstroke is thin. Now, as you can see here, these baselines, so for your C shape, you want your upstroke to be thin and your downstroke to be thick. Upstroke thin. This is a great example, because see right here, it wasn't very good. You can just come in and kind of make that more like you want. Let's use a different marker since we've used Tombows before. This new marker, again, link is in the profile. I cannot pronounce it. So it's Tombow Fudescu, something like that, but it's a fantastic marker, so links down below. It's similar to the other one, it's just a lot smaller, so you can really control the size of your lettering. Same concepts apply though. Okay, upstroke is thin, downstroke is thick. And then just keep practicing this entire line. Secondly, we have the little L shape. So again, if you want to follow these guidelines, it's a really great way to make sure that you're consistent. As you can see in my examples, I'm still not perfect, and that's fine. I probably never will be. But that's the beauty about hand lettering. Everybody has their own style. So this is just a suggestion, but from here you can start to build your own. If there's a better way you find to draw certain letters, or go through the whole word, by all means, this is simply a guideline. So for the L shape, same concept. downstroke is thick, upstroke is thin. Downstroke is thick, upstroke is thin. All right, and then next we have kind of our W/M shape. So down is thick, up is thin, down is thick, up is thin. And then we have our upstrokes, which are all thin. Just using the tip of the pen, hardly any pressure at all. Now, if we want to add them together, all we have to do is take all those pieces we just learned and add them together. So the upstroke plus the C plus the I equals an A. Same thing here, upstrokes plus the downstroke plus this N shape equals H. See what I'm putting down? Let's try it. The upstroke is thin. The other part that's really important about this is pick up your pen. It's okay, because you can decide where to put it down later. So, upstroke is thin, downstroke is thick, upstroke is thin, and then we just bring a downstroke. Downstroke is, okay, the H. Upstroke is thin, downstroke is thick, upstroke is thin, downstroke is thick. Perfect. D. Upstroke is thin, downstroke is thick, upstroke is thin, downstroke is thick. You got it? Great. Of course, another sheet to practice with because practice makes perfect. Once you have all those basic strokes down and you've practiced them consistently for a while and you feel very comfortable with them, we can move into the alphabet. In this workbook, I have created 2 worksheets for you. One's lowercase and one's uppercase. And it's gonna be a little hard to see on film, but on this piece of paper, there are arrows depicting each stroke and in which order I took them. The other thing that's gonna be really helpful to you is something like this. This is vellum, or any tracing paper is fine too. Unfortunately, I can't put this in the PDF so you can print it out. So again, I'll put a link down below, but this is gonna be a tool that you're gonna really like having. So you can put it over this, and then you can just keep tracing. So for this A, your upstroke is thin, downstroke is thick, upstroke is thin. And then you pick up your pen and you do the second stroke. B, downstroke. Awesome, got that down? That takes time too, so don't be afraid to just print out multiple of those and practice, practice, practice. Then we have the uppercase alphabet, which is the same deal. This one's a little bit different though because you have a lot more flexibility, I think, and you can make them very illustrative. So adding a lot more flourishes, doing different shapes with them. Again, this is simply a guideline. From here, you can take it and add your own shape. So for sake of time, I'm not gonna go through these, but if you guys have any specific questions about which letters, please comment down below because I can do a small Instagram video where I show you exactly how to write this letter, and I would be thrilled to do that. Now let's talk about letter spacing. So in the design world, this is called kerning, and basically what that means is that it appears that there's equal space between each letter. There isn't exact equal space, it just appears that there's equal space. So with this little worksheet that I've created for you, there is guidelines that you can look at and use as 2 spaces or 1 space or whatever, however you want to space them. And that's a really great way to practice. The ultimate goal is that you aren't going to draw on a guide sheet. So what this means is that after you pick up your pen, after you write 1 letter, you have to decide where to start the other. When you spread words out or bring them closer together, they definitely have a different aesthetic. So this is a lot more elegant, I think, and then where this is fun and would be used for maybe more of a sign, this might be used for more of a wedding invite or something like that. So just play around with these. This last example here, the whole point is I showed you in between each letter, you need to pick up your pen so you can plan ahead and decide where to start the next one. Okay, a lot of you have asked questions on this next part, so of course it had to make it into the workbook, and it's how do you work with baselines? How do you kind of get that organic feeling, bouncy baseline, as some hand letters like to refer to it as? Well, let's talk about it. If you look here, I drew this line, and that is a good indication of a secondary baseline that I've added. A good thing that you can try is alternate letters. So the L comes all the way down to the bottom baseline. The E comes to this imaginary baseline. The A all the way down, the R all the way up. So that each letter is alternating. Now you can do several things with this. So for hand, I did the same thing, but the opposite. So basically, this baseline comes all the way through here, and the A tops out there, and the D tops out there, while the H and the N go all the way. The last page of the workbook is Flourishes. What I do here is I just give you a little basic understanding of how this works. So flourishes are anything that you add on that are extras to your piece or your composition and kind of create some decoration. So what we talk about here is this is the first one I drew. You can see that I've kind of mixed up my typefaces here, and I like the way that this looks. However, if you come over here, you can see that I've discovered that right here, right here, right here, and right here are a little bit empty. In order to create a more cohesive composition, these spaces need to be filled. Down here is an example of what not to do, because these flourishes seem very forced. They don't seem organic. They seem like I needed something extra to add here, so I'm just gonna figure out how to do that. They're coming off the ends of these letters in really opposite ways. They're not an extension of the letter, they're simply an add-on. Now here's an example of one that does work. So you can see here the G, it just is a continuation of this tail, the entire thing. This T, instead of crossing the T and then going to the H, I made the tail of the H cross the T. The E, instead of coming off of this E as I did here, I simply am an extension. So the tail of the E comes and then it comes around. The A comes all the way up here. The J, instead of coming here or coming off of this part here, it's just an extension of the tail. So this takes time. Unfortunately, that's the biggest piece of advice I can give you about hand lettering. It takes time. So practice, practice, practice. But please go ahead and download this workbook at iamsamwhite.com. Links down below. This is a really great starting point. They're not the right answers, but it's a really great place to start and learn and hone and find your own style. I've been hand lettering now for about 3 years, and this is how I started, just by practicing these basic strokes, adding them together, and then coming up with something that I thought looked nice. So that's really all you have to do too. Okay, so don't forget to head to I Am Sam White, download this for free, and subscribe for more tips on hand lettering, and also Designing the Work is a new series that I'm doing where I talk about starting a freelance business and all of the things that come along with that. I'd appreciate it if you'd hit subscribe and join the journey. I'll see you next time.